Today's job is changing a screen in a screen door because it's got a rip up here and it's got another one down here. First thing we got to do is get the screen out of the track. So we have to lift it up and pull it out at the bottom. And it slides out like that. And then we can work on this side of it, which is where the groove is that the rubber's in that holds the screen in. So close that so the cat doesn't get out. And let's get to work. One of the first things I have to do is take off this handle. This has two screws. And there's a little thing that slides in here. So now the next step is to start in a corner and pick out one bit of this, like one end of this rubber thing. There's probably a name for it. It's a cord of some sort. So now that I've got it started, I can just peel this out all the way along. And the great thing about the screen, you can step on it and not break it. Since I started taking this apart at the corner where it joins, I'll be able to go all the way around and take this out as one piece. Now the old screen will just pop out of the groove. Like that. And now we get the new screen. Now I have a whole roll of this stuff, and the key is to get stuff that's wide enough and this is. So we're good. Now I've got to get my little roller tool. Here's the little roller tool I need. So now what I do is I start down here where I took it out from. I'm going to overlap. It's overlapping all the way along. And I put this back in the New York groove. Just push down and kind of push it in and roll it along. Now, as you do this, you tend to find that it stretches the rubber. What I'm going to do is just push it in a few spots. Just randomly push it in along. And I'll come back and put it in the groove later properly. Back and then roll it into the groove. Now it's in there nice and secure. Do the same up this side. Put it in it down. Hold the screen tighter. Now I just go back and kind of tuck in the gaps. And then when I'm done, it should all be nice and tight. Gotta make sure it's tucked in nice and tight all the way around. And then you're done. You just have to trim it and it's all finished. I just need to get something to trim it with now. A couple of spots down here that just need to be pushed in a bit tighter. As I said, as long as you've got the screen reasonably tight, just taut as the word goes, as the old expression is, then as you push this in, it'll pull it even tighter. and get it right into the groove. And all that's left is trimming, and my preferred tool is an X-Acto knife. So I will get one and be right back. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut just past the door down here. All I'm using is a little razor blade that I just hold in my hand and cut. Now we go into the groove and cut. It cuts very easy. In spite of being pet grade screen, the reason we got holes in the first place is because of the critters. I don't know if it was the dog or the cat or maybe a bit of both, but they put a hole in it and then they put another hole in it. Now, if you remember, I said we get a little bit of extra because it stretches. That's the excess. I just cut it off. And then I just go along the edge and trim. Just on the outside. And now it's all done. And that was filmed in real time. Now we just have to put it back on. Oh, before we do, we gotta put this handle back on. And the handle has to go in a certain way because it's got a catch that goes up and down. You gotta make sure it's gripping that well. It is. And then I can put the 2 screws back in. Careful, Mama. And the latch works perfect. So now we just have to put it on. It goes in kind of the reverse of the way we took it out. Now there's a little furry strip that has to go on the inside. It helps kind of make a seal in here. And it goes up into the groove, all the way up, and then it goes in over and down onto the track, and then it works. Now there's 2 reasons for doing a screen. One is to keep bugs out. I guess there's a 3rd reason, which would be to keep the animals in or out, depending on which way you want them. But the most important reason for doing a screen is so your wife stops bugging you to do the screen. So now that's done and I'm off the hook.